Welcome to the Daily Plunge. We are in the book of Psalms, Psalm 33, and we're connecting this with Genesis chapter 1. Starts off, shout for joy, sing for joy, O you righteous ones, O you who are upright. Because praise is the proper action of people of faith. But we're not righteous or upright on our own terms. The natural inclination of man is that we're sinners, bent in onto ourselves. It is the word of God and the word of faith that straightens us out. He goes on to say, with the lyre, the hope, or the harp, to make a melody, to play skillfully, that our worship shouldn't be ramshackle. We should be intentional about it. And to sing a new song, a song that's only possible because the Spirit makes us new. Only people of faith can sing this new song. He goes on to say the Lord's word is upright and true, because the philosophies of humanity, they are tainted by sin, they are deceptive, and they are deceiving. But God is faithful. And because God is faithful, he loves righteousness and justice. Those two go together. And that's because when we're right with God and we're right with others, then we can have real and true justice. He says the earth is full of God's steadfast love. The divine love has been infused into the creation that God has made, right? The earth is not a goddess, Gaia or Mother Earth, but God's love is present in it. And it says that by simply speaking his word, as we know in Genesis 1, God creates everything. He simply spoke it. And it includes the heavens, the angels. They're not eternal, they are creations. It talks about how God heaps the waters together and puts a boundary around them. And this is a display of God's divine power. What happens when you pour water into your hand? It pours out, right? He goes on to talk about how the Lord frustrates the schemes of the nations, that even though the peoples are created by the Lord, they think they can rebel and go about their own agendas. And God's going to frustrate that because they can't. But that the Lord's plan and the counsel of his heart, right, stands firm forever. And we think about how empires and corporations come and go, but the word of God and the faith of God continue. And he passes this from generation to generation. He speaks about how the nation who focuses on the Lord, whose people are people of faith, they are blessed. And the Lord watches over all the nations. But the real strength is not the strength of kings and their wealth or the armies, right? He says, despite all their strength, they can't save themselves. But the eyes of the Lord are on those who fear him, who hope in his unfailing love, who hope in his resurrection power, who hope in the Lord in the midst of trouble, who wait in hope for the Lord, who trust in his holy name. And how does God respond? He delivers them, delivers them from death, right? And he makes their hearts to rejoice. And even as we put our hope, our faith in God, because he is a God of creation, a God of love, a God of power. Well, hey, thanks, friends, for joining me on the Daily Plunge. Take time to like, share, and subscribe to this, because it makes sure that you and your friends will see this and others will see this as well. Have a blessed day.